A new season, which means all new gear to make builds on. New way to play the game, and this is totally fun. So let's get straight into this. As you can see in the gameplay, we're actually using the latest gear set to release, which is tipping scales. This is pretty much a striker counterpart. It's a good competitor to striker, and we finally kind of have something that can compete with it and do high damage numbers without constantly seeing striker. But let's get straight into what this can do. So for the 2-piece here, we have 30% magazine size. For the 3-piece, we get 30% LMG damage. And then for the 4-piece, we get the talent throttle control. Shooting builds stacks to a max of 50. Each stack provides 0.5% weapon handling and 4% critical hit damage. Losing 6 stacks per second while not shooting, no stacks are lost if an enemy is suppressed. So as we can see here, that end part of the 4-piece and the 3-piece is really what makes us focus on LMGs. Obviously, you can use this for any other weapon, but you do not lose stacks if the enemy is suppressed, which is a big deal. If you just spray someone for a good amount of time behind cover, they stay suppressed. If you're using a weapon that needs to reload, quickly reload, you won't lose as many stacks as you would if they weren't. So using the chest piece, which is rolled to critical hit chance, a weapon damage core, and then critical hit damage mod. Now, I decided to use both the bag and chest piece just because it's a new gear set. I kind of want to see what the whole gear set put together, what it does, what the full potential, or I guess the vision of the gear set was. So here we go. On the talent for the chest piece, we get sustainability. This increases the maximum number of stacks from 50 to 75, which is awesome. So normally we would get about 200% critical hit chance on just with the max stacks without having the chest piece, and with the chest piece we could actually build up to 300% critical hit damage. So without the chest piece it's about 200%, with the chest piece 300% critical hit damage. Obviously an insane number. And then of course weapon handling added on top of that. That's always nice. It's not like game breaking, but it definitely helps a lot, especially with the LMGs. But now we go to the backpack. With the backpack we get the talent snowball. This increases our critical hit damage that we gain per stack from 4 to 7, which is absolutely huge, because now that increases our critical hit damage at max to 525% critical hit damage. Absolutely insane numbers. So that's why you see I'm pretty much rolled to mostly critical hit chance on everything, because the critical hit damage will be there once we're at max stacks. And then of course we are running the knee pads. This is also rolled to critical hit chance with the weapon damage core. And we are also using the mask. The mask here is rolled to critical hit chance with a weapon damage core and a critical hit chance mod. Now, after choosing the 4 pieces we decided to choose here, we went with the contractor's gloves, named gloves for the Petrov Defense Group brand set. And the reason why is because this gives us an additional 8% damage to armor. Super clutch on that. And then we even get a plus 10% LMG damage on the brand set. So really good benefits here. We get some increased LMG damage, we get some more damage to armor, and as you can see here, I have the second attribute, critical hit chance, and then I do have a blue core. This has been kind of swapped back and forth between red and blue. Kind of really depends on the content that I'm playing at the moment. If I do feel like I need a little bit of like that slight little survivability in there, but obviously this can get swapped out to a red core. And then to round things out, we decided to go with the Walker Harris holster. This gives us on the brand set another 5% weapon damage, and as you can see, my attributes are rolled to double crit with a core to weapon damage. Now this is the fun part of the build. I actually decided to go with the Bullet King. I actually never made a build with the Bullet King before this, and this was absolutely fun. Now with the Bullet King, this weapon never needs to be reloaded, and for every 100 bullets that hit an enemy, we replenish some ammo back to us, which is damn awesome because this is the only weapon we're using. We need all the ammo we can get. And then of course with the brand set, as long as an enemy is suppressed and as long as we're shooting, we don't have to worry about losing stacks. And obviously with the Bullet King, you can just continue shooting. Of course, it does kind of make the 2-piece a little useless with that increased magazine size, but not a big deal because this thing shreds and it's honestly just so much fun. I haven't had this much fun with a build in such a long time. And now we are running the specialization gunner. That's my trusty armor on kill. I really like that. It actually comes in super clutch for me, just having those moments of that small 10% armor on kill keeps me alive so often. It's actually pretty nuts, especially when I'm running mostly red core builds. But yeah, gunner, my go-to. But now our skills. Of course, we are using our smart cover. It just makes the most sense when you're using an LMG build. This gives us some increased weapon handling, and it gives us some increased damage to targets out of cover. So all around, super benefits our LMGs. And now for the secondary skill, you can kind of run, I guess, what you want. I ran a decoy. That distraction does help those quick moments where I need the enemy's eyes kind of off me and I need a little moment to myself, whether it's to heal, just reposition, or anything like that. Decoy comes in really clutch. Of course, you could probably run some type of pulse, some type of trap, or anything like that. Even a defender drone would probably work just well. We can't use our trusty shield with LMGs, so definitely got to figure that one out without the shield. But smart cover and LMGs, I think that's a good combination. So now we'll go over to our stats. As you can see here, I'm sitting at 59.9% critical hit chance, 91% critical hit damage, which at max stacks, that's hitting just unspeakable numbers. So I didn't really worry too much about the critical hit damage. I mainly focused on increasing that critical hit chance there. But there you have it. It's short, sweet, to the point, a fun gear set. This thing absolutely shreds. Now, the biggest part to this is this new global modifier. I actually have this at 23% increased rate of fire and another 13% damage bonus. That rate of fire is huge. I have yet to test this without the modifier. So for all I know, the Bullet King just doesn't work, and it only works well because of that increased rate of fire. I don't know. We'll experiment on the next one, and if anything, I can leave a comment. If anyone really is curious, just let me know in the comments, and I'll respond to you once I test this out without the global modifier. But there you have it. We have our new tipping scales gear set. Really fun to use. I'm probably gonna have like 4 builds lined up and of videos of this because this is pretty damn fun. But what are you guys using on tipping scales? What LMGs are you focused on? Are we still seeing the Tinkerer with this new gear set? I have to know. I've been thinking about it as much as I said I won't do it. I just might. But comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna leave you all some gameplay, and I'll see you all in the next one.